What's on, everyone? Jeremy here from The Quartering. I hope you're having an absolutely wonderful day. Donald Trump is flooding the zone right now with absolute nuke after nuke, calling for the arrest of Oprah, Kamala Harris, all these people, and I'm here for it. Look, we all know we're waiting for the files, okay? And we're hoping that they are everything a good tinfoil hat individual like you or me hope they would be, okay? But also there's other stuff going on in the world, and we got to talk about it. And while Tim Pool is away taking his hat off on Matan's show, I'm going to do a little bit of news today on top of also some culture and entertainment. By the way, I have Josie, the redheaded libertarian, on our live show today at 1 or 2 Eastern. So if you haven't yet, I know a lot of you did over the weekend, and I'm so thankful for that. I put out a video talking about, my stress levels and what was going on with my weird breathing. And part of all the stress was, getting, being demonetized, having to move, quartering live. And then, of course, it's nowhere to be found. But, this is the channel. We have guests. I'm going to leave a link in the description. Hopefully we can hit 5,000 subscribers before we go live with Josie today. We have playlists. It's every day, Monday through Thursday, 2 Eastern, and Fridays at 1 Eastern. And also we do clips, so you don't have to watch the whole show, or you can obviously watch it whenever you want. Trump unloads in new late night rants, threatening to prosecute not just news networks, but Beyonce, Oprah, and Kamala Harris. Now, if you remember during the election, I do feel like it got to the point where Kamala was just paying celebrities for endorsements. Like, Beyonce got money, didn't even perform a concert. Al Sharpton got $1 million to, cone gobble Kamala Harris. And it just felt like, wow, Democrat donors' money was just going directly towards these, like, very obvious political ads. Despite the lateness of the hour, in Scotland, Donald Trump remained vocal on social media Saturday, unleashing a late-night rant in which he threatened to prosecute Kamala Harris, Oprah Winfrey, and Beyonce, while lashing out at the news networks whose licenses could and should be revoked. Now, I love a good, Trump rant. I really do. And, I say do it. Leave a like on the video if you agree, right? Just do it, man. Like Shia LaBeouf, do it. Just do it. Like, prosecute them. Maybe you win, maybe you lose, but that didn't stop the Democrats from doing it to Trump constantly, right? So go after him. Prosecute Stephen Colbert. Prosecute Kamala Harris. Prosecute, because they did that to you, bro. Don't just tweet. Don't tweet about it. Be about it. The president, who is spending the weekend golfing in the UK, wrote at 7:45 p.m. Eastern, 1 a.m. local, that he was reviewing a large amount of money spent by his Democrat opponents, probably illegally, during the election. Trump claimed Beyonce was paid $11 million to endorse Kamala Harris, and she never sang not one note, and left the stage to a booing and angry audience. I don't know about the money, but her getting booed was true because everyone showed up at the rally to make it appear like all these people gave a damn about Kamala Harris, but the truth was they were just there to see Beyonce. He also claimed the Democrats paid $3 million in, quote, expenses to Oprah and $600,000 to civil rights activist and loser Reverend Al Lovechild Sharpton. There's no evidence that any of the people named in Trump's rant were paid for their endorsement by the Democratic campaign. You are not allowed to pay for an endorsement. It is totally illegal to do so. Now, obviously, they did this in a gray area where, did Kamala Harris come out or did Oprah Winfrey come out and say, I think you should vote for Kamala Harris? No, not directly. Did Beyonce come out and say directly, hey, people who give a crap about my music, my garbage music, go vote for Kamala Harris? Not that I know of. So technically, these were not paid endorsements. this is a classic letter of the law versus a spirit of the law argument, right? The letter of the law says you can't pay for an endorsement, but I think that you should be allowed to attempt to make the case that getting paid millions of dollars to platform someone is a form of an endorsement. It's not like Oprah Winfrey had Kamala Harris on and grilled her. No, she had a celebrity call-in panel of people who were all there to endorse her. It was very clearly I believe any jury would agree that this was very clearly an endorsement. Having Beyonce show up is an endorsement. The same thing would be true of Trump. If Trump had big country singers or whatever, Kid Rock, if he was paying them millions of dollars to like appear at his stuff, I call that an endorsement, right? The president wrote in Truth Social, can you imagine what would happen if politicians just started paying for people to endorse them? All heck would break out. Kamala and all those that received endorsement money broke the law and they should be prosecuted, he added. Oprah previously said she was not paid one dime to appear alongside Harris, whose campaign covered the $1 million in production costs for a live stream event. What a coincidental number, right? Just so happened to round up to exactly $1 million. What a coinky dink. How convenient. The people who worked, the production needed to be paid, and that was the end of the story, Oprah said. The Harris campaign also denied ever paying Beyonce for her endorsement. The campaign similarly paid her production company $165,000. According to Federal Election Commission records, Beyonce's mother, Tina Knowles, previously said that the accusation her daughter was paid for endorsement is a lie, and that Beyonce will also pay for the flights for herself and her team to and from the event. But they got $165,000, so what was that for? The people that endorsed Trump did it for free. No money changed hands, as far as I know. So the whole thing is very, very weird. To me, I think the case could and should be made in court that these people were paid to promote them, to endorse. I think it's an endorsement. It's not the first time Trump has targeted Beyonce and her celebrities for alleged illegal campaign donations. They talked about Bruce Springsteen, stuff like that. Another pair of posts shortly after 1 a.m. Still in Scotland, Trump threatened NBC and ABC and suggested that the networks he believes are political pawns for the Democrat Party should be stripped of their licenses to broadcast. I disagree with that. I think pretty much everyone knows that they are, mouthpieces for the Democratic Party. There was some number that came out that like Colbert had 450 left-wing guests compared to one conservative guest. It was some insane amount. Or if it was politicians, it was like 45-1 or something like that. It's become so outrageous that, in my opinion, their licenses could and should be revoked. Trump also routinely uses threats of legal action to threaten the media. Again, I think he needs to follow through with these lawsuits. I mean, he got $16 million from Paramount, right, for their 60 Minutes debacle. So I think he really should, follow through with this stuff. You see Al Sharpton, that loser grifter, hits back at Trump accusation about paid endorsement of Kamala Harris. Sharpton acknowledged the Harris campaign did donate to a civil rights organization and the National Action Network. Of course they did. Of course he was paid for his endorsement, but I don't think any white people give a crap about what Al Sharpton has to say. And I don't think any black folks really care about Al Sharpton in current day. Maybe elderly black people, but most young bucks or even black folks like my age don't really know or care about Al Sharpton.
But let's just start simply with the accusation that President Trump has leveled at you. Were you paid for an endorsement?
Yes.
Well, absolutely not. And as the FEC...
Yes, he was. He got hundreds of thousands of dollars sent to his production company or a pet cause of his. That is a payment, and then of course he slobbed all over her knob when she was on the show. So, I mean, let's stop pretending that these idiots weren't paid for their endorsement, because they were. Now, will they get off on a technicality because, technically, okay, maybe that's true. But I think it's worth exploring I think it's worth Trump bringing suit against these people because it's going to be even worse in the 2028 election. And Trump could do some good stuff here to set a precedent that we're not going to have an endless parade of celebrities doing celebrity concerts for politicians. I don't think that that's a good precedent to set. So even if we go to court and lose, use some of that 16 million to prosecute some of these other people, right? I think here's his statement.
Horrible people, they're scum, and you have to know that. And you're going to have these.
This is about the news outlets, by the way.
Allow yourselves to be deflected. You just can't let it happen. You have such a higher calling. And I believe that CNN and MSDNC, who literally write 97.6% bad about me, are political arms of the Democrat Party. And in my opinion, they're really corrupt and they're illegal. What they do is illegal. It makes no difference how big a victory I had. I can have the biggest victory in history. It makes no difference what kind of a failure the other side has. These people are going to go after me. These networks and these newspapers are really no different than a highly paid political operative.
I agree with him. I, in particular, don't really have an issue if the New York Times wants to be seen as a leftist rag, just because, these people are, their business is dying anyway, right? So if they want to serve a certain audience, they should be allowed to. It's the paid for political donations. That would be something I think he should explore in court. I hope you enjoyed this video. I hope that you go subscribe to Quartering Live. Help me hit 5,000 subscribers today. And tune in for Josie, the Redheaded Libertarian, today at 2 Eastern. Should be a fun show with Hannah Claire and Luke Radowski. And we'll talk to you again real soon.